think that in Czechoslovakia, especially in Prague and big cities, punk still lives, because many of my friends says that when I live, punk never died. Hey, hey, hey! I am a punk. I live here in Prague. My name is Tomáše Davida. This is my friend Filip Sirotek. Together we've made the only film about punks in Prague. We filmed it using only a home video camera. This is where punks drink. On this night, 60 skinheads armed with baseball bats attacked us. We were there to film some of my punk friends. We took cover and continued to film. Scenes like this were unknown before the revolution. The police are now struggling to control it. There are about 400 punks in Prague. Before the revolution we were punk because we hated communist society. Now punks have a new enemy. Skinheads and the rise of fascism. I became a punk 3 years ago when it was forbidden. I wanted to rebel. I didn't want to work. And I didn't want to be like my parents. So I did it my way and became punk. But my mother wanted me to do it her way. So I took this part-time job. This is my mother. My family is middle class. Father is a lawyer. My mother is telling you how shocking it was when 3 years ago I came home looking punk. And to be punk in Czechoslovakia, you had to be very determined. It wasn't just a fashion. Very difficult here to get punk clothes. It wasn't like in Britain that you can walk into a shop like normal person and you can leave it like punk. Before the revolution, we had been controlled every week many times by police just because of our haircuts and clothes. Sometimes they took us to the police stations and we had to be there 4 or 5 hours without any information from the police why we are there. So it was, I think, terrible, and nobody in England can imagine it. This was Prague on the night of the revolution. In Britain, punk died long ago. But from this night here, punk was free for the first time.
We can have some dress, we can have such hair, and we can. It's some kind of freedom.
This is Roman Lipčík. He's a top music journalist in Prague.
I think that after the revolution, the eruption of freedom was such great that punk lost for a moment, yes, for initial moment exactly after the revolution, lost its sense, lost its role in the society. Now it becomes to play more and more the same role like before revolution, because establishment is again established. Yes, so now it's possible to be against something.
Punks are anti-establishment. We didn't like communism. We don't like the new government either. We sing about changing society to make it better. But some punks try to go further. Early this summer, some punks tried to overthrow our new government with guns. I'm going to tell you this story exclusively. No one outside of Prague has heard about it before. And for obvious reasons, I cannot name any names. This summer, a group of punks got together. They decided the government wasn't doing enough about rising unemployment. They wanted better housing for everyone. So they planned a coup and headed south to Yugoslavia to buy guns. The troubles there had just started. In Budapest, the rebels lost most of their gun money on the black market. But they continued to head south, and they got on what they thought was the overnight train to Yugoslavia. At dawn, they reached the border, but it was the wrong border. When they looked out of the window, they weren't in Yugoslavia. They were over 100 miles further north, in Austria. The only coup in history to be foiled by catching the wrong train. But not all punks are so disorganized. This popular band, Red Silas, and its followers have formed a political group. They sing about unemployment. They go on demonstrations. They publish a magazine. And they've had financial help from the British Socialist Workers' Party. Political meetings like this were banned before the revolution. Now punks meet like this to talk politics. This is Jarda, lead singer with Red Silas. He writes the lyrics and the magazine. But what we all have in common is our wealthy backgrounds.
I come from a very rich family. My father works he is a chief of casino. My mother is a journalist. They don't understand me because they have different thinking. They want only money, and that's all.
And this is Mujmír Čapek. He comes from a privileged Communist Party background. He's now punk. During the demonstrations of 1989, he was even seen on the ITN news rejecting communism. He turned his back on his luxurious lifestyle for this. It's a squat on the outskirts of Prague. The door is bolted from inside to keep out skinheads and police. This Doberman is his protection. I visited his squat. There's no water or heating. Sometimes there are 6 or 7 punks living here. Mujmír has this bedroom to himself. I asked him what difference the revolution has made to his life.
To my life, nothing. I think this revolution would be only change of the places.
Change regimes.
Change regime. Before it was in the regime of arms, of the guns, and now it's regime and dictator of the money. So I think it isn't a big difference.
Punk is not žádný Czechoslovakia because it's a different political situation and a different situation in society, in people, inside, I think.
Punk might not be dead, but it's in danger of dying. More and more young people in Prague are rejecting the punk movement. They prefer something more extreme. Skinheads.
Now skinheads, I think, are the true political movement. Own very, very strict philosophy, yes. And the philosophy is violence, is racism, and so on and so on. It's very attractive for young people, yes, for unexperienced young people.
We were punk, mostly. What I know, we were all punk, but it started to be boring for us, to be punk and to be anarchist, and we wanted to make something who has some sense also. And problems with gypsies increased very quickly in the half of 80s. And for us skinheads were racial, what we knew from newspaper and so on. So we decided to be skinheads. New skinheads are much more stronger and they like much more than us because we were very few here. They like fighting on the streets, and they do it. I think that every day you can see some fights between skinheads and punks, between gypsies and skinheads, and some gypsies were killed too.
Just for this video, the skinheads agreed to call off the fighting so that I could meet one of their leaders. This is him, Antonín Jankovič. He lives here with his parents. He is 30. He works as a computer programmer. I went to ask Antonín about the growing skinhead movement.
Before, I don't know, 86, we were only 20 in Prague. You know, very few. We were 20 in Prague, and when we started to attack gypsies, it wouldn't be a problem for them to kill us or to destroy us. But when they are now 400 or maybe more,
I think more.
It's a question of how many we were and how many they are now.
Czechoslovakia is about twice bigger than Austria, and when you make a best-selling record in Austria, you sell it in number of 10,000 copies. So comparing to that, 115,000 copies is really a lot. We are not really sure why did this happen, but in Czechoslovakia you have a skinhead band became an idol of young people, and I think it's really interesting.
I think about any problems, politics of Czechoslovakia, gypsies problém, Negroes problém. This is the skinhead I couldn't meet. It was too dangerous. He will soon be the new skin leader. Antonín went to see him instead.
It's very expensive when you want to buy some things, some clothes for you. A Fred Perry, it cost about half our salary. It's very expensive, and many skinheads, because they want to look like skinheads, they have to work very hard to get money to buy it.
And the band does work hard. By day he works for Prague's ambulance service helping others. By night, Ben has a different life. He was one of 21 skinheads arrested for smashing our punk pub. This is me outside after the fight. Many punks were injured. But it was Ben's ambulance colleagues who had to help the wounded punks. Ben, meanwhile, was in custody at our police station. He wasn't sorry. The skins said they were protecting the nation from punks.
Krásná zahrádko, zalejvaná potem. Uvadla si tak
není záležitost nastálo, že to je přechod.
Ben's mother, Eva, is like mine.
Hnutí není zas
She worries. She thinks punks and skinheads have too much freedom and that we can't cope with it. Ben's racist views and right-wing politics disgust his father.
Naše krásná zahrádko, zalejvaná krví, kde tušil jak zakrátko,
The war between skinheads and punks is much more serious than pop fighting. It's a battle of ideals, and one that punks could well lose as the rise of the right wing continues in our country. Even this one-time left-wing journalist has swung to the right.
I am the same like our skinheads, yes, because I had to be on the left, yes. Now I am very strong on the right, yes. So for me, it sounds funny, but for me the best politician in the past was Ronald Reagan, yes. I know it sounds very funny, yes, or Margaret Thatcher or something like this, yes. But it's a reaction on the situation before, yes. To be left now, I'm strongly right. But I'm like a pendulum too, yes. I will stay in such a middle position, I believe and I hope.
But if the pendulum doesn't swing from the right, the future of our country is once more in danger. Armed skinheads like Ben pose one threat.
He has good view to all Prague gypsies, and he prepares to shoot all gypsies from here. But he's waiting for right moment.
But a more serious threat may come from this man. Dr. Miroslav Sládek, the candidate of the ultra-right. Many skinheads voted for him. Like them, he too has a simple solution. Czechoslovakia for Czechoslovakians. It's a sort of slogan we've heard before.
I think that punk is still alive.